We are in this generation of life wherein distractions are everywhere, where we are chased by endless stimulation that squeeze our attention span to a bare minimum. And now the challenge is to bring our brain back into peace and calm. In our most sensitive practice during our yoga and meditation, we are being chased of these dementors of over to hyper stimulation. So how can we get back into focus? How can we unstimulate? I would like to divide this analogy into two parts: breathing and stream of consciousness. I would like to start with breathing. How many times in our day do we notice our breath? Do we even know if we are inhaling or exhaling? Is the quality of our breath deep or shallow? Nowadays, it's becoming autopilot, especially those moments that we are very busy, like busy being busy, and especially those moments that we are overstimulated. Our breath is the main source of life. This is the first thing and the last thing that we do with our physical body during birth until the day we die. And our breathing defines the best moments of our life. There are instances that we say that you take my breath away, or this is a breathtaking experience. During our yoga practice, it is the center of the practice itself. As we begin to practice, we start by focusing on our breath. During the practice, we breathe at a certain part of our body that we want to put emphasis on. Say, for example, breathe at the center of your heart for expansion, or breathe at the core of your root chakra or on your pelvis for grounding, or breathe in your hips if it's tight, if you want to expand it at some point. And by the end of the practice, we bring our focus back to our breath. We bring the focus back to our breath as we end the practice in Shavasana, as we lie down, as we bring our breath to its natural rhythm. But listening to our breath is more important off the mat when we go back to a space of overstimulation. When we go back into the challenges of getting back into focus. Getting our focus back into our breath, especially on those moments of hyperstimulation, brings you back into a space of awareness that can then create a ripple effect into your mind and body. We then start to become mindful of our thoughts, and we gain the power back to control it. We become mindful of the connection that we share with the nature. We experience the feeling of your palms touching together, your feet touching the earth, and it all started by shifting our focus back into our breath. Whenever we are disconnected or hyperstimulated, let's turn our focus back into our breath. Just focus on the quality of our breath and let life start from there. Next is stream of consciousness. One of the goals of yoga and meditation is to collect our scattered focus and let it behave in a way of a flow state. I like to classify this into two categories: let it stay and let it go. First, let it go. So these are the thoughts that are here to disturb our focus due to the possibility of boredom or the need of a dose of dopamine. What are these doses of dopamine that our brain is craving for? These are the social media notifications, advertisement of any form, may it be in a small or in big screen. Dose of dopamine that are popping everywhere to grab your attention, to bring your focus into over stimulated state. How can we let this go? My suggestion: let's focus on the things that we can control. First, we can turn off the notifications of the social media platforms. We can put our phones in a do not disturb mode, especially if we are working on something meaningful, if we are working on something important. In the documentary Social Dilemma, I came to realize that this world is becoming scary. We are being watched and we are being heard unnoticed. The algorithm of the advertisers are eavesdropping through our conversations online and offline. They are watching and studying our screen behaviors so that they will know how to give us or how to inject us a dose of dopamine so we will stay engaged. We are carrying a spy with us in whatever we do, whenever we go. But this is the only spy that we can control if we want to, or else it will control us. Second is let it stay. So these are the thoughts that can make us productive and creative. Productively, these are the tasks that we need to finish by the end of our day or our week. So these are tasks that are not urgent. So this may be the task that we forget to write in our to-do list, that suddenly pops up somewhere else out of nowhere. So make sure that we have to take note of it and finish it by the end of our day or finish it before deadline. On the other hand, creatively, these are the thoughts that pop up during our shower, during our meditation time, or during our reading time. These are the thoughts that can turn into a creative idea. Or this might be the $1 million business idea that you're waiting for. Make sure to write it down before it dissolves in the thin air. These are the thoughts that needs to stay. So you might want to catch it with full force. Write it down, brain dump it in a piece of paper, in your journal, or in any digital space. Never trust the limited capacity of our brain. You have to write it down. Take note of it so we can remember. In our yoga and meditation practice, journaling is highly encouraged after each practice because of the thoughts and emotions that resurface during or after the practice. Many of our samaskaras or our past psychological imprint are scratched during our practice. So these are the experiences that we have to let go or reflect on, especially on an emotional level. So these are the moments that we become our own healer, facing our own dementors and fighting it with our own Patronus charm. I am becoming a Harry Potter geek at this moment. But I love that concept. Fighting your own dementors, fighting your dementors with your own Patronus charm. As I was saying, journaling after yoga and meditation, this is our way to fight our own demons. As we get deeper into our practice, deeper wounds or trauma is resurfacing. And we are becoming stronger. We become closer to who we really are as healing and letting go takes place. And it results to a stream of consciousness flowing with ease and calm. So how do we unstimulate? So the process that we practice day after day is the result of the person of who we are today and who we will become in the future. Practice which thoughts to let go and which thoughts to stay. Choose to let go of the disturbing thoughts and keep the thoughts that make us calm. The journey of yoga and meditation flourishes off the mat after the practice. The collective thoughts during the practice are the best tools that we needed to unstimulate our brain. During a state of overstimulation and boredom, the expansion of our body and mind during our practice brings our collective thoughts to flow with ease and calm. I would love to know, how do you focus more? Or how do you unstimulate? Comments down below, and if you find this video valuable, you might consider subscribing or sharing it with a friend. By focusing on the quality of our breath, and as we get deeper with our stream of consciousness, we are in a state of wonder. Let me quote a famous line of J.R.R. Tolkien: "Not all who wonder are lost." And with that being said, keep living a life of wonder and wonder. See you in the next video. Bye guys.